Major Prophecy, you are my friend. Also, Major Prophecy. You see, friends, the government, we talk about them a lot in crypto, but we don't really talk about the power they have to wield over everyone in crypto. And they only wield the power if we let them. You see, this story is going to be about stablecoins, blacklisting, maybe some coins that may or may not be named pDAI or others as well. You are very familiar with this hotel cuck chair, friends. You see this picture here. The cucks are on the right-hand side. This is USDC Circle. This is USDT Tether. This is USDS Soy from SkyNet. They used to have the Ethereum DAI, okay? Then they've sunsetted and moved along. So my prophecy, friends, is that the US government or any government, some government out there, will successfully demand that Tether, USDT or Circle is going to freeze someone's stablecoins in crypto. Now, here's the thing, okay? Tether freezing money is actually very common. For example, recently, friends, like literally a few days ago, like a week ago, they froze $15 million. 15 million. Boop. There's a button. It's not your money, my money. Boop. Okay. Did you know earlier in this year, check it out, they froze $27 million on the sanctioned exchange from Russia, Garantex. I've never heard of it, but I know they love to freeze stuff. Even look what they said too, man. This is such a perfect example. Tether has entered the war against the Russian crypto exchange, crypto market. They blocked our wallets worth more than $27 million. Garantex quote. Wow. And I want to remind you as well, friends. See, Tether, they even brag about how much money they have, just like everybody else. But even on their Twitter. So Paolo, who's the Tether CTO, he made this tweet recently, right here. He said 145 billion USDT. Maybe if you go down here, you can even see me. Oh, saw me laying down the law of the land. Look at here. $145 billion can be disabled with one button press. Yes? Beep. Just like pressing on a nipple. Tether has a blacklist function. Crypto has a solution for this. Believe. You see that, friends? You see that? Now, see, whenever we talk about privacy, friends, because most people, look, I get it, man. A lot of people are plebs. You're plebs. You never see yourself as almighty, powerful, or wealthy, or made it, because you basically got that loser mindset. And that's okay. We're here to break through that, okay? Abundance mindset. We're here to get that winner's mindset for you. We're here to mog all the non-believers. So whenever we talk about mogging non-believers, people say, well, privacy is not that sexy because, you know why? It's not sexy for you because you've got about $27. You don't think the government is peeping inside your butthole to see what you're doing. But let me tell you something. There may or may not be a billionaire who founded a chain called PulseChain that exists who's interested. Yeah? Friends, Richard Hart, some say Greg the Duck, he got targeted by the SEC. He got targeted by Interpol. They literally want to take him out. The government literally wants to take him out. You get it? He's probably interested, and by probably I mean definitely. He's definitely interested in privacy. He's definitely interested in removing middlemen. The whole point of crypto, friends, is to remove the middleman. Middle girl, middle squirrel, middle pup, middle duck. The whole point. It's a problem out there that exists in the real world. US dollars, they are exogenous backed. They're sitting in a US dollar bank account. But in crypto, we can make the system endogenous. We can. You don't need them. Now, here's the thing. We don't want to be anarchists and go, well, we don't need anything for anyone. But that's why I'm talking to you about my prophecy here today, friends. Because one day, we spoke about Somi, but yeah, they freeze money all the time. And it's sometimes, it's criminals and it's, the people out there. No. It starts with them. Of course it starts with them. Friends, Bitcoin started people who want to buy a bag of weed on the internet. This person that they're going to take out will not be a violent international criminal. That, my friends, is the kicker. That's my prophecy. It will happen. I guarantee you it will happen. There's no guarantees in this life, friends. Except that you will be sharpening your pointy elbows. You'll be wearing fluffy slippers. They will come after someone who's in the gray area. This person will have just done something controversial and in the gray zone. Okay, so it will happen. They will be in the gray zone. Now, because it hasn't happened yet, by the way, it's probably happened. We just don't know. What if that Russian exchange, what if they just got taken down because they're kind of in the gray zone and maybe the US government just wants to send a message to Russia? Could be that. Or they knew maybe Putin owns like half of that exchange. You know, you don't know that. They won't tell you that. But they know that. Yeah. It will be at this moment. So when that ban happens, that gray area, like remember as well, friends, remember Justin Trudeau, Canada, remember the truckers, donations in Bitcoin, the protests, they're like, oh, let's remove their bank accounts because these people dared to receive those donations in Bitcoin. You remember that area? That area of time? We went through that. They're like, what? Because you received donations in a Bitcoin. Yeah, man. That doesn't go away, friends. You said we see all this Fugazi trash fake news about Klaus Schwab. Like, oh, let's go investigate him. No. We're not stupid, okay? The World Economic Forum, they have a very bad name. They're going to try clear their name. They're going to install another puppet, another lizard man, and they're going to come. Don't ever forget that. This person will have done something controversial in the gray zone. It will be at this moment that crypto realizes that only hotel cuckchair enjoyers are holding USDT and USDC and also USDS. That's all the logos that I showed you. These are cuckolds, friends. They are literally cuckolds. You earn no yield. You give them the yield. And also USDS, yeah, you got a cute little MakerDAO kind of yield thing, the old MakerDAO, SkyNet, whatever. You got a blacklist function. They can press pause. They can just delete you in 2 seconds. So why do they do that? You're curious why they do that? You see, friends, in life, we find out it doesn't really matter the reason. The action happens anyway. You don't need to know, oh, is that person good or are they evil or are they misguided or are they stupid or maybe the shaitan has taken over them or maybe they're doing some witchcraft. I don't know. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. The action, though, that's what that matters. The action and the decision. It happens no matter what. So, you know, it depends on the type of person you are. Some people say, oh, they're just misguided and they're just following the money. Yeah, and other people are like, oh, no, they're plagued and poisoned from within and they're threatened. Doesn't really matter. You know what's happening, okay? It's as sure as you and me throwing around Pokeballs at the park together. USDS, friends. Remember SkyNet? Sky, they are the new MakerDAO. MakerDAO Sunset, now it's Sky. Sky, they have their new orange logo. Remember, it's no longer Ethereum DAI. Now it's Ethereum Soy, USDS, okay? USDS, S for soy, that orange piece of trash. So the reason Grok says, remember Grok is AI freaking filtered and brushed and groomed as well. The reason that they have the blacklist function, I researched, is I want to know, hey, who put this in, dude? You literally made MakerDAO without a blacklist function. Why he's going backwards? Their answer is, they want to reach 100 billion market money locked up, okay? Ethereum DAI hit about 5 to 10 billion, okay? And they want to go to the next 10x higher, yeah? To get $100 billion, they went and they spoke to the big dogs around the world, big banking cartels, the big institutions, real world assets. They obviously spoke to BlackRock, right? Roca Negra, as I call them. They went and spoke to them and they go, hey, you know, we have this system. It's crypto. It's a US dollar. We believe in, you know, the US dollar and everything else. And obviously they sat down, they go, oh, you know, welcome to traditional fiat system. If you want us to play ball with you, there are some rules you have to put in and adhere to. And obviously the big rule is, well, you know, you got to let us basically control everything in an absolute term. Give us the blacklist function. We have to be able to stop dollars anywhere at any time. Okay, now MakerDAO had to import the blacklist function in there. Do you want to know how sneaky they are as well? Do you know the blacklist function? They put it in the code, but you have to vote for it. Yeah, do you know how sneaky they are? Because they're so, you know why? They're cowards. Yeah, I'm calling you out, MakerDAO, you scum. Yeah. You're cowards. I know what you're trying to do. You're going to try psyops everybody to vote in with you when you guys all control the voting power anyway. Yeah. Look it up, friends. That's what they did. It's in the code. They're going to vote it in. Yeah. They go, they're going to get, it's obviously they're going to corner everyone. Oh, we're going to have to vote it in because, you know, that's to continue the system. Man, friends, you know that the government does that, dude. The government has like these CBDC stuff waiting on the shelf. It's already built. It's waiting. It's waiting for the next crisis. They go, oh, golly gee. Oh, by the way, probably the next world event, some weird cyber attack happens. Do you remember, friends, remember how the weird cyber attack that happened? Do you remember that tester? It just disappeared from society. They're testing it. They're like, hey, how long can we get the attack to happen? That'd be just, it's straight out of a movie. It's like, they're so scripted. They're going to do the cyber attack. No one can access any money. All the banking systems are down. Problem, reaction, solution. Okay, here's a solution. If you have CBDCs, they're all connected at all time, and then we can't go down. Oh, golly gee, did we just usher you into CBDCs? It's totally happening. You just see it 100% playing out. So blacklist functions, right, with the stablecoins are cancerous CBDC trash. Your friend Somi, I believe in the crypto tech. Do you? Friends, I don't do anything nasty with money, okay? I ain't laundering. I don't have any drug cartel stuff. I'm not a terror heist, okay? I don't do any of that, okay? But I believe in freedom and liberty, and I like crypto, I like tech. I like Satoshi's most powerful words. I mean, at the beginning of Bitcoin, he literally said, like, you know, for once, instead of using technology to harm mankind, we can actually use the technology to liberate mankind. Those are the words of Satoshi himself. Okay, he's talking about Bitcoin. He's like, finally, I can make something into the world that's technology where people don't get cucked. Because the government can't change the inflation rate or anything. They can't basically print for themselves. That's the whole point of Bitcoin. Obviously, then you have like Ripple come in and they kind of like bastardize it. Kind of sucks because then Ripple go print, they make their own shitcoin, then Ripple print tokens, give it to Kamala Harris, and they try to influence the political election. That's like totally opposite of what Satoshi wanted, okay? But, you know, people are going to do what they want to do. It's up to us to all decide, okay? I believe in the crypto tech. PulseChain now, friends, this is where it gets interesting. So you're saying, okay, Sami, there is a problem here. The problem is all these have blacklist functions. Even, so you're probably wondering, what about Ethereum DAI? Well, the thing, friends, is Ethereum DAI, the collateral that backs it, it's 40% USDC. So if the government wanted to, they just press block on that. Ethereum DAI goes to zero. You're unbacked. Goodbye. One button. Boop. All right. So, and by the way, you're probably wondering, why did they introduce that? It's because it was too volatile before. That's why. Yeah. Because it was really volatile. Because it was using Ethereum to back it. So maybe we've got another solution coming. Okay. Maybe it's on PulseChain. It doesn't really matter. To be honest, whether it's pDAI, whether it's something else. Okay. I'm just telling you, Stablecoin SuperCycle. Okay. Stablecoin SuperCycle. Oh man, what an interesting story it would be. You got to imagine, friends, it's a Stablecoin SuperCycle. Look, think about the thesis. The thesis has come. Stablecoin SuperCycle, okay? There's like either two things you can do, okay? If you're a grifter piece of shit company, cripple, releasing RLUSD or Tether, USDT or Circle, releasing a dog shit currency, you are supplying the world with your shitty stablecoin. You're keeping the yield and you're just basically dumping it for free. And all your customers are cuckolds, straight cuckolds, okay? That is, so you and I, we don't have a tall ivory tower building to do this, yeah? But if it turns out pDAI or something else is part of the narrative of that stablecoin SuperCycle, that completes, my gosh, it's the greatest thing ever. Because you've literally only got one thing to buy. One. There's nothing else. If it works out. I don't know, no crime in casino, okay? Now, it's kind of technically true because you do have MakerDAO. But do you want to touch his dog shit? Now, here's the thing, friends. MakerDAO, you know, MakerDAO, I guess it's all right. Its price hasn't gone anywhere for a long time. You never know, man. Maybe MakerDAO actually does go hit 10K. I think it should, friends, as well. If you look at the real price, by the way, MakerDAO versus, let's do the ETH ratio out here. Yeah, so MakerDAO has a nice rounding structure. How long to go to the top? About a 4.5x. By the way, it peaked, man, in March 2019. 2019, that's right. Here's 2021. That was its bull market run. It's crazy, man. So when it did that, come back down here. Maybe it does go back up to the top. So there you go. You got like two things to punt on. But MakerDAO is multiple cycles. You know what I mean? It's multiple cycles. So that's kind of like the shitty version. That's because, like, yeah. What's your upside on it? You know, you link to Ethereum and everything out here. But when you're buying MakerDAO, you're buying the governance token. Boring. Wow, I get to vote even though you have absolutely no voting power, and they're going to vote in the blacklist function anyway. So that's why, man, just leaves it at one thing. It's just like, if it works out, you can see it now. You can see why the potential for this is freaking huge. If this ends up playing out, but it doesn't have to play out. We don't know. But that's what first cycle unicorns are, friends. By definition, they are a unicorn. You've never seen something like that before. No one has. But if it works out, you're like, oh my gosh, what a story. What a story. Okay. There's no competition. It's new demand. It's a total blue ocean. But it's also really risky. Yeah. You go in a blue ocean, friends, could be a whirlpool. Sucks you under, you drown. Or blue ocean, you're swimming with the nice jellyfish. Not the box irukandji jellyfish, the nice jellyfish. The mermaids, maybe they flash you under the water and stuff out here. You go to, they guide you to the island, and there's dolphins doing backflips, and, like, you know, you're having fun out here. There's coconut trees and everything out here. So yeah, it could go one way or the other. But don't forget, Bitcoin was a first cycle unicorn at one point. You know, Ethereum was a first cycle unicorn at one point. You know, all these things have played out. We'll see though, we'll see. But you do know, okay, it's undeniable. The world does need a native decentralized stablecoin without a blacklist function. Let's see if we get it. Like, subscribe, bell button, or catch you soon.